Listen, I've been a full-time trader for 8 years. I live a good life. I have a beautiful fiance. I get to drive a Lamborghini. I have a nice house. I get to travel the world. Life is good. At the end of the day, I don't care if you become a full-time trader or not. It's not going to care to anybody else except yourself. Your family don't care. The people around you don't care. Your friends don't care. And frankly, I don't care either. Okay? The only person who is actually going to care is yourself. And with that said, the only person that is going to get yourself out of this situation is you. Nobody else. Nobody's going to appear on a white horse giving you some holy grail strategy. The only person that will get you out of this situation is you. It doesn't matter how many videos I motivate you or I show you the path to success. If you are going to quit, you will just quit. I can't do nothing about that. Nobody else can do nothing about that. The only person that's actually going to care and can actually do something about it is you. I love teaching people to trade. I love making these videos. I love spending the time listening to people's stories and actually seeing their weaknesses and spending the time to improve that. I love teaching people to trade. But if you take that education and that training and you become a full-time trader from it, great. If you end up giving up and quitting, it's not going to bother me. Right, I've done what I've done. I'm your teacher, you're the student. And if you haven't listened and you haven't cared and you've just given up and watched some other video, oh well, who cares? Nobody. The only person that's going to care is you. So get that in your head first. The only person who's going to care about your success is you. The only person that will get you out of that situation is you. The second one is, I don't know how long you've been trading. I don't know how many YouTube videos you've watched, how many strategies you've tried, how many price action concepts you've tried. If nothing has worked for you, then you either have been lied to or you need to be taught in a different way. Okay? Watching another video about a new strategy isn't fixing that problem. You know deep down, if you today learn a new strategy, you're probably not going to be successful with it, because you are being taught in the wrong way. Okay, so give me the benefit of doubt. I am going to show you how to become successful. Okay, from a psychological part, from a price action part, from a strategy part. And again, I don't care if you go and watch some other video and you click off this. I'm fine with that. It's not going to bother me. But the only person it will bother is you. So perhaps you need to look at it in a logical way and think, I have tried so many strategies. I've tried so many price action concepts. You know what? I need to learn in a different way. And this way is my way. So in this video, we're going to talk all about psychology. Let me tell you a secret. When I was learning to trade, I studied human psychology. Now, I didn't study human psychology because I wanted to. It's because with my trading, I knew I had a psychological problem, chasing trades, trading with emotion. And I wanted to figure out why I was doing that. Why couldn't I stay disciplined on a strategy when I said that's what I'm going to do? And then a month later, I did something else. Why? What was my thought process? What led me to that point? What chemical imbalance in my brain that caused that? And this is the exact reason why you are not successful on the charts. The first one is your brain has fundamentally two sides. It has its logical side and it has its emotional side. And within that, you have your conscious and subconscious mind. Okay, so 95% of your brain is subconscious, only 5% of it is conscious. So when you make decisions in life and on the charts and you're going, that's my decision, it's actually not your decision at all. It's normally based around emotion, which then comes from your conscience, which then comes from your subconscious mind. Okay, so when you're sitting there and say, oh, I did this because of this, or this was my decision, it wasn't your decision at all. When you clicked on a video, right, when it said 100% win ratio strategy or whatever, you'll go, you clicked on that video. You didn't click on that video. You clicked on that video because it was emotion, right? Ooh, I'm interested. You have that emotion, which came from your subconscious mind, which you did not control. Okay? Now, like I said, the brain has two main sides, your logical and your emotional side, right? And both of them work slightly different, okay? Your emotional side actually works faster than your logical side. Now, let me give you an example. Let's say you're walking down the street, dog runs up to you, okay? Your first instinct is to panic, isn't it? Dog's running up to you. Your first emotion is to panic. Right? That's the first thing that happens. Then at the same time, your logical side of the brain is also receiving that data and is calculating how scared do I need to be? How much do I need to panic? Do I need to run? Do I need to fight back? So your logical is working slightly slower than your emotion because the first emotion you have is panic. Then the logical part catches up. It's the same with trading, right? When you blow an account, it is purely emotional, right? There's no logical reason why you would blow an account. Nobody just deliberately blows the account for the fun of it. It's based on emotion. Then the logical part catches up and you go, yeah, maybe that was a bad idea, okay? Now, in life, everything is driven around emotion. Right? It's human nature, right? It's survival mode, okay? First thing to do is emotion, panic, fear, whatever, anger, and then the logical part catches up. It either catches up a few minutes later, or maybe a few seconds later, or even hours, even weeks. You know, sometimes you look at stuff in hindsight and go, yeah, maybe I shouldn't have quit my job, but at the heat of the moment, I got emotion, you know, and I told my boss to go screw it. Looking back, maybe it weren't the best thing to do, right? Now, most people, that is how the world functions. Every decision they make is based on emotion. And everyone out there, from a company, institution, hedge fund, knows that. Everyone. This is why prop firms offer discounts, because they want people to play on their emotion. Ooh, discount. Let's sign up to this prop firm. Why do brokers have, deposit bonuses? You know, ooh, this broker offers same day withdrawals. Now, what's the point? You know you're not going to make a withdrawal out that broker because you can't make any money in the first place. But the fact that they do same day withdrawals gets you in. It's playing on your emotion. Everything, even in life, buying a house, buying a car, people talking to you, you know, it's all based on emotion. You don't realize it, but you are not making your decisions, right? It is sitting in your subconscious mind, which plays on your emotion. Now, this actually, I don't want to go down the rabbit hole with this one, but let's say, for instance, I own FX Learner. It's a very large company. I work with a lot of prop firms. I work with a lot of brokers. There's a lot of things that I know about this industry that retail aren't supposed to know. Okay, I'm on both sides of the game, from an institutional part, from a retail part. I'm placing trades with brokers, but I also am on the other side of those trades. And I understand the sort of money that can be made from retail. Let me give you a very good example. Now, I'm not going to go down this rabbit hole because, like I said, I have sponsorships and there are people out there that are far more powerful than me. So I will be careful on how I word this. But everything in trading is purely based on emotion. You are literally being brainwashed. And you might not think that. That is 100% true. So there's a lot of strategies floating around about trade like an institution, trade like a bank. First of all, banks aren't interested in retail, right? No bank, no institution is going to teach you how they trade. There's no logic in that absolutely at all. Their main objective is to take out retail traders so they can place them trades themselves, right? So they're not going to tell you how they trade because that would go against their concept, right? That's the first one. So then you need to ask yourself, who is actually creating these methods, these strategies, these concepts? Let me explain something to you, right? I'm going to word this in a way. So let's say, for instance, I own a institution, I own a prop firm, I own a broker, right? And I have a large amount of money and I need to manipulate price take out retail so I can place my own trades, right? Obviously, if I'm dumping a large amount of money in the market, I need people on the other side of those trades. Now, most traders are going to say, well, I know what I'll do. I'll just drive price up. But, to drive price up costs millions, hundreds of millions. One candle has hundreds of millions of liquidity in that candlestick. From an institutional part, it doesn't make sense to drive price up, take liquidity, will take out retail, and then drop price. There is actually far cheaper way of doing that. And that is to sell a concept to retail traders so they actually drive price themselves. If I was an institutional company or hedge fund or broker, it makes logical sense to pay some big YouTubers, pay some big gurus on TikTok or Instagram a concept or method on how they trade. Now, this concept has to appeal to retail from an emotional point of view. It has to have tight stop losses, big risk rewards. I mean, that is a dream for retail, isn't it? Tight stop losses, big risk rewards. I want to learn this method. Now, everybody's being taught this method. All these retail traders know how to trade. These institutions, these brokers, these prop firms, they know exactly where your entry points are. You are literally digging your own grave and then burying yourself in there. Rather than institutions driving price up to take out retail and then reversing price, they'll let you do it. You will drive the price up yourselves, right? Completely free now. You lot are doing it. You'll drive price up because that's how you've been told they trade. As soon as price gets driven up, they take you out and they make the money. Like I said, you are literally digging your own grave. Trade like a bank. Trade liquidity or become liquidity. I'm sorry. That is how fundamentally the market works. And you are so brainwashed, you don't believe anything different. Because fundamentally, they don't care if you make money off these strategies. So when you talk about tight stop losses, big risk rewards, the main objective for these institutions, prop firms, brokers, is to make you lose trades. The more trades you lose, the more liquidity for them. Their objective is to stop you out. That's why there are tight stop losses, why you're taught tight stop losses. They're not bothered if you actually make money from that strategy, right? Because you're not making money from them, you make money from your broker. When you win a trade, right, you make the money from the broker, and that broker actually gets the money from some other trader that lost money, right? It's basically they're the middle person, right? So their main objective is for you to lose more trades than you are winning them. They don't care if you win, if you actually make money. They just want to stop you out. And this is exactly how the Forex market works. It is so manipulated and lied to. You don't even know now what is right or wrong. It is 100% playing on your emotion. And the sheer fact that you know this now, and you know the fact that actually there is actually a different way of rewiring your brain, you're actually far better than anybody else, because so many people don't do this. They always play on your emotion, right? We live in a world as humans where we are driven basically by routine. By the time we're 18, okay, we have routine and we don't realize it. We do certain things at certain times of the day. You get into bed, you perhaps brush your teeth, you do everything in routine. It's your subconscious mind, right? And you don't realize it, okay? So when you sit there and you say, you know what, I want to follow a strategy and I want to stop chasing trades. Yes, you might say that, but your subconscious mind, which is 95%, is not rewired for that thought process, because it is playing on your emotion. Your emotion is based around money. The fear of making money, the fear of making money. I don't know if anyone fears making money, but fear losing money, fear risking money. That panic in the back of my mind that I can't afford to lose this money. It's driven by emotion, which actually comes from your subconscious mind, because in the back of your mind, you're thinking, if I lose this money, right, then, you know, I can't pay my bills, or I'm going to feel disheartened, I'm going to feel frustrated. All of it is basing around emotion, which comes from your subconscious mind. Okay? Now, this is the tricky one. How do we rewire our brain to think differently? Because most people, first is emotion. Right? First reaction is emotion. How do you actually allow your logical brain to keep up or overtake your emotional part? So when you are given something or you're in a situation, how do you look at stuff from a logical situation first and then the emotion, right? And this is what I'm about to teach you. Is you've got to understand one thing. This will change your personality quite a lot. I've always said this. I split up with 2 of my previous ex-girlfriends because of this exact way. Even my current girlfriend struggles with my personality because she always says that I have no emotion at all. No emotion. We could have a full-blown argument and I will not get emotional at all. I always look at stuff logical way first. Okay, my girlfriend's upset. How do I fix the problem? Okay, she's upset because I've not loaded the dishwasher. How do I fix the problem? Load the dishwasher. Done. You know, she can sit there and yap at me like this here. How do I fix the problem? Problem solved. Done. There you go. It's the exact same. When somebody goes to you and they're trying to sell you something and they're saying, oh yeah, I've got a good deal. I've got this amazing strategy. Why are they selling me this strategy? Why are they doing that? Where's the logic behind that? What are they going to get out of me if I do this strategy? What are they making from me? Are they going to take my liquidity? Where's the logical part? I had to add this part in because I don't want to scare you. Okay? Yes, the market is manipulated. It is out there to literally take your money. But if you actually understood, you would realize that trading is very simple. It is literally stripped back to the raw basic form. Uptrend, downtrend, and that is it. Right? The hard part is understanding that everything in trading is to take your money from brokers, from prop firms, from institutions, from people teaching people. It's literally there to play on your emotion. When I was learning to trade, it was all about binary options, right? Get people in the door, get people trading binary options, depositing money into brokers, right? More money is good money. Then binary options got banned and it was all about institutional money, right? That was the next big thing. And then it went on to cryptocurrency, Bitcoin trading. You can now trade Bitcoin on the Forex market. Again, gets more people in the door, more brokers, new prop firms, everything like that. Then Bitcoin and crypto sort of died out. What was the next big thing? Prop firms. It's all about prop firms now. Trade, I don't know, 100 grand account with like $30. It's the next big thing. Gets people in the door, more money, everything like that. It's purely playing on emotion. I'll end it here, right, before this video carries on. Have you ever invested into a hedge fund, right? Hedge fund, right? Market could be going up and they'll tell you it's the best thing ever. Need to invest now because stock market's going up. It's the best time to buy. Ride the trend. If the market's going down, they'll tell you the same thing. Oh, market's going down. It's a good time to buy. Stock's at an all-time low. It's a good time to buy. It could be going up and down. Every time is a good time to invest into a hedge fund. Literally, right? It's how you look at it. It's playing on your emotion. Doesn't matter what the market's doing. Every time is a good time to invest, right? And you need to understand that emotion. Why are they telling me this? Why are you telling me that idea? What's the logic behind it? Let your logic catch up to your emotion first, overtake it. When you feel like getting emotional, step back, analyze why you're getting emotion, and then you'll get your answer. So carry on. So how do you rewire your brain? Okay, so first of all, most people will rewire their brain, or they'll have a different thought process when something negative happens in their life. So they have a car crash, or they lose a loved one, or something big happens in their life that's negative, then they normally use that as motivation to change, right? You know, perhaps going to the gym, or just they'll do something normally from a negative life-changing experience. But you can actually do it in a different way. Now, you won't like this, you really won't, okay? Because it's going against your whole beliefs of life. Because like I said, only 5% of you is conscious, right? The rest of it is subconscious, and it's just based all on emotion, okay? So what you want to realistically do is do something you don't really want to do at all. And you have to be disciplined. So for instance here, I get up at 5 a.m. every single day and go to the gym. I hate going to the gym, but I go to the gym purely on the basis that it is discipline. I'm doing something I don't like doing. And therefore, because I end up doing it, I end up rewiring my brain. Because most people live inside a comfort zone, a bubble. It's how the body functions. Body likes routine. People like routine. People like the comfort zone, right? But you need to step outside of that comfort zone. You need to do something that is difficult that you wouldn't normally do. Like reading a book. Getting up, 6 a.m. and reading a book. Now, most people can be like, I'm not going to read a book. This is pointless. Why do I want to read a book? It's not the reading the book, the point. The point I'm trying to say is you need to do something that you would not normally do because your whole body and subconscious mind is telling you not to do it. You naturally are just going to want to sleep in. You know, when your alarm goes off, right, and I don't feel like getting up. By getting up and doing something, it is discipline, right? Because you need to learn to control your mind. If you don't control your mind, you're like a feather in the wind. You just float about and you might end up somewhere, right? But you need to be disciplined. So when you say to yourself, you know what, I'm going to follow this strategy, you have to be disciplined. Let me ask you a question, right? Your number one best friend in this world is yourself. Now imagine you had a friend, right, that constantly lied to you, constantly said they're going to do something and never did it, constantly didn't show up to things, constantly just lied. You wouldn't be friends with them for that long, would you? You'd end up like, you're not the friend for me, and you would fall out with them. Now that person is you. You don't understand the negative impact that genuinely has on your subconscious mind. You know, when you sit there and you go, I'm going to become a full-time trader. You know you ain't going to be becoming a full-time trader. Stop lying to yourself. Stop lying to me. You know you're not going to be a full-time trader, right? Because you can't get out of bed at 5 a.m. and go to the gym. You can't do it. So why lie to yourself? And that lie, you know, the problem is your subconscious mind doesn't know that. It doesn't know that. It knows you will not get up to go to the gym. It knows you will not become a full-time trader. You know that. But you are lying to your subconscious self. And that's the problem. You need to rewire that. So you need to say, I'm getting up at 5 a.m. tomorrow. I'm going to spend 2 hours on the charts learning to trade every single day at 5 a.m. I'm going to hate it. I don't need to get up at 5 a.m. But I'm going to do it purely to build up discipline for myself, right? It will completely rewire your brain. It's like I said, when I had my car crash, life-changing experience, right? Now, yes, the life-changing experience of having a car crash kind of cheated because I had that experience. I went through that pain and suffering. I knew what it was like being in a hospital bed, perhaps knowing that I can't walk, that I perhaps ruined my life because, I can't walk no more. What happens if I can't walk? I'm going to do you know what I mean? That whole experience was like, okay, I need to start doing something. I need to go to the gym, appreciate that I've got legs, okay? Because normally I didn't, because I could have been on that bed and been disabled. This is the same with trading. When you say, I'm going to do something, you better damn well make sure you do it. And this is what I said at the very, very, very start. Every decision you make is you. Your fault, nobody else's. Okay? Yes, you can say that you are being controlled by other people, but you are letting them control you. That is fundamentally the issue. It is not the chart. It is the fact you are being controlled from an emotional point of view. And you need to learn to stay disciplined. Do something you would not normally do. Break that routine. Break that cycle. Okay? If you want to be a full-time trader, you better damn well prepare yourself for the long hours, the suffering and pain it will take you to get there. But once you get there and you actually start looking at stuff in a logical point of view, the next time you start getting emotional, step back and think. Right. Okay, why am I thinking like this? What's the logic behind this? When you make when you do a decision on the charts, it has to be based on data. Okay, it has to be a calculated decision, right? How many people, right? Let's say you're in a trade. Let's say you're in a buy trade. Then you get a big red engulfing candle, right? Most people will close the trade off early. Why? Because they panic. They don't want to lose the money. They see a big red candle. Now I'm going to start to panic because I might lose my profit. So I close the trade off early. Where did that come from? It came from your subconscious mind, because in the past you probably learned about red engulfing candles not being very good. So that sat in your subconscious mind. Then you seen the red candle. You got emotional. You closed the trade. It's not good, right? You need to look at it in a logical way. Okay, I've got a red candle. What's the situation? How much am I in profit by? Can I close a little bit off early? Can I move my stop loss to break even? Has to be backed by logic, right? It can't be based on emotion. If you are going to, like I said, a feather in the wind, you will go from this video to that strategy to this concept, everything. It is pure, utter manipulation simply to get you to constantly control yourself with emotion. Now, let me end this video with one thing. If you are prepared to go through that suffering, to go through that pain of learning to trade and rewiring your brain and doing something you wouldn't normally do, that's great. I give you the biggest amount of respect because I've been in that situation. However, if you're not and you're prepared to give up, and that's fine. Because the world needs people like you. The world needs people where they are controlled by emotion and they stay in their day job, they pay the bills, and they don't do anything else because they're too scared to step outside of their comfort zone. The world needs people like you, okay? You keep the world functioning, right? And that's fine. There are people and that's the way they will stay, okay? You can't change that. Like I said, if you are a quitter, you will just quit. I can't change that. However, if you are prepared to step outside of that comfort zone and start doing stuff you wouldn't normally do, and I can't tell you what you wouldn't normally do, okay, but just do something you don't like doing, right? I'll give you an example. Jumping out of an aeroplane. I am terrified of heights. I just hate heights. But I will jump out of an aeroplane, okay? I don't want to do it. I'd hate it. I'd have panic attacks, my heart would be fluttering. But again, it's emotion. Why is my heart panicking, jumping out of a plane? I'd be shaking like this, but why is it doing that? Where's the logic behind that? There's something in my subconscious mind that I've picked up in the past that is driving my conscious mind, which is then giving me the emotion to panic about jumping out of an aeroplane. But if I actually just do it, it's done. I ain't got to worry about it. It's done. And then I'll probably end up taking up the sport full time. Okay? This is what I'm trying to say. Put yourself outside of your comfort zone, outside your routine, and you will start to think different thoughts. You'll start to have different thought processes, and you'll learn to eventually realize to stop thinking with your emotion and think from your logical part, right? And when you're actually in that situation, you laugh at everybody else that just trades with emotion. This is why I'm so good at teaching people to trade. Within 5 seconds of being with someone, I know exactly where their flaws are. And they will tell me the complete lie, which is fine because most people tend to lie. I mean, they lie to themselves for starters. So they're not, it's quite easy lying to somebody else, right? Because they'll lie to themselves. But when you actually see it from the other side of the other side of the perspective, you're like, yeah, this is easy now. This is easy. Like you're just watching everybody just fall into the traps. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed that mini lesson. My name is Jamie Palmer.